present or responding in an immediate situation. So if there's not a lot of people to have a Copwatch, then what individuals can do at the time when they're seeing things, or just how to be there in a way that's useful or not. And maybe linking some of those individual acts together, but maybe if it's not an actual group and ongoing, but just things that come up, ways of doing things in a way that isn't going to put you at risk. Or
do you guys know each other in Edmonton?
I haven't.
All three of you?
Right on.
Do you have a Copwatch group?
No. We have interests, like people that I've spoken to have been really interested. I'm Laura, I'm also from Edmonton. And there have been a couple of incidents where people have sort of rallied around certain situations. So yeah, I'd really like to see a way to keep that sustainable and sort of harness that.
Cool, okay.
So realistic, just, you know, if there's not a group that is ongoing, but just like a network almost of people that are, so that everybody can have that knowledge in their own groups rather than necessarily having a specific Copwatch.
I see.
Almost like a community of Copwatch as opposed to like a specific patrol.
Yeah, and so then if, say, the Copwatch falls apart, then there's still that knowledge and it's still being used or still happening in other ways.
Gotcha. And gives people a place to sort of put that energy when those things happen, and like rather than sort of forget about it, be able to draw on that knowledge that we've had before and sort of direct it. Yeah, I'm not sure talking about like how much a group will sort of last, but just keeping that information within.
Thanks.
Could I maybe just interrupt the circle for a second? I'm going to be, like, we're recording all the workshops, and so I just wanted to make sure that people know that, and if they have any objection to being recorded, if they feel inhibited or whatever, if you could just sort of signal or something.
What are you going to do?
Well, we're going to be archiving it, and some of it we're going to be broadcasting, you know, so I mean, if you don't have a problem with it being archived, but you think, well, I don't want my voice on the radio or something, you should maybe make a note of that, so chances are we wouldn't use it anyway.
Maybe
So
just
is that
Video right now.
yeah, just remove the names, you think?
Go ahead.
Ryder from Vancouver. There's no Copwatch in Vancouver, but a lot of activity with cops, and especially housing poverty stuff. And very much like this, looking for specific logistical things about Copwatching for both dedicated organizational Copwatchers and amateurs.
Great.
Kaylin from Toronto, and there were a few conversations recently in the area about forming a Copwatch, which I kind of was interested in the idea, so it's been percolating in my mind, but I was also reluctant because I didn't feel that there was the impetus to make something long lasting, and I didn't want to engage in something that was only going to be around for a year or two. So I guess what I'm hoping that I can leave this workshop thinking about are just kind of ideas about what it takes to make a long-lasting one.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm Tammy. I'm hoping to get from this workshop, sort of in line with the title, to sort of understand what the big difference is between Copwatch projects that are sustainable and ongoing, and what are the big factors for the projects that fail or don't last, and kind of what those issues are.
My name is Marcel. I'm co-founder of Peacemaker Society. We've been associated with, our society has been associated with Copwatch in Winnipeg for about a year and a half. They educated us in regards to our rights to recording police. We're in the process of starting, or have already started, an unalienable human rights patrol. I wasn't planning on starting it for a few months, but I live in the downtown neighborhood, so I've actually started acting as a layman representative as well as an advocate under our Peacemaker Society. We have a program that's established, and I've been physically getting in between redcoats trying to throw homeless people in the drunk tank. Our society has become sort of an expert on corporate contracting and the process they have to use, and how until they see ID, you could be a flesh and blood sovereign in the Dominion of Canada. When they act on you without seeing ID, they're creating corporate joiner fraudulently, and they're forcing you to contract with it, which is commercially raping you. All your signatures and all paperwork are security interests.
Can I just
Please.
My question is, what were you hoping to get out of this?
Just to hear you speak, and just you've been at this a long time, and just to really soak up whatever knowledge you have, and just to thank you for doing what you guys do, and just to be a part of the process. And that's it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I guess I'm Akil. I'm from Toronto, living down to the east side, where there's a lot of police presence in poor communities. So, just looking to, yeah, I guess the information we can take back and maybe start having a conversation about what we
Maybe
want to do
more
there.
than one.
I'm from Toronto as well. My name's Tristan. I've been involved in a lot of communities that like are maybe really good at attending rallies or really good at like statements or good at pieces of stuff, and I'm really interested in like sustainable organizing and conversations around that.
I'm Natalie. I'm also from Toronto, and like I said before, there's been some talk between folks about starting a Copwatch in the downtown area. And I guess I just wanted to come here to figure out, again, like it was said before, how to create something that's sustainable and can go for more than a year.
From Toronto as well.
It's got the main ingredient, right?
Yeah, we've had a lot of conversations around starting a Copwatch in the downtown area. There's been one before, a couple of years ago in the north side, but it didn't really, I think it's still going a little bit, but it's been having its difficulties. And also just how someone like me who's pretty targeted as a person of color could be involved in the situation of cop watching, because it's a lot difficult and much more different for me to watch it than for other people too.
And what's your name again?
I'm not comfortable.
Oh, no, sorry.
We'll talk.
I just want
We
to
can
make
talk
sure I
later.
didn't
Yeah.
My name's Rob. I'm with Winnipeg Copwatch. It's funny because I'm the only person here from Winnipeg Copwatch in the room. But I guess everyone else is running around getting water and bananas. And we've been going since 2006, so I guess it feels like not very long, but I guess we're doing pretty good comparatively.
Yeah.
But the big thing that I see as a problem in terms of our sustainability and what I think we should be is that unlike Oakland or similar groups that sort of arose out of a specific instance or sort of from the grassroots, like people who were affected, Winnipeg Copwatch, from my understanding, I've only been involved for a couple of years, but it sort of arose out of people who sort of theoretically knew the stuff and had taken sociology or criminal justice studies at university and have degrees and are like, oh, let's apply this stuff. But so we're all I think we're all white, we're all educated, we're all either middle class or one generation removed from middle class, and we can't attract anybody outside of that demographic. And I think that's a huge problem because in Winnipeg especially, police violence is extremely racialized and extremely sort of divided along class lines, and the city is very ghettoized, and so I hope we can, I'm just trying to figure out ways to get beyond that.
That's a very classic textbook. We're playing out the demographics, we're playing out the class stuff. So yeah, I have some thoughts about, we've certainly wrestled with that question as well.